Hi, it's me, the autistic Gen X software dev with anxiety and depression. Some call me Tim. And today I wanted to talk about AI. Um, I actually saw an article on Apple News that said companies are starting to hire older people who have more experience managing because nobody's doing any work anymore, right? They're asking for seasoned professionals to do the jobs that interns used to do. And then kids coming out of college, they don't get a job. They like have to, go be a barista or do DoorDash or Uber. At the same time, you have companies that laid off 4,000 employees because they're just going to use AI. And then now they're trying to hire everybody back because it was a mistake. Right. Because at the moment, I think people don't realize that what AI is doing is it's not a brain. It doesn't think. It's looked at all language and trillions of words, and it knows with a high probability that based upon the order of your words, these are the words that should come out. And it looks at the first word and it said, well, this should be the second one. And it looks at those two and says, here should be the third. That's it. It doesn't know what it's doing. It's just spitting out numbers. It doesn't speak a language. It doesn't think. It does the same thing with making an image. It just takes, random pixels and then noise and then slowly makes them look like a photo. The way they do this is it took a long time to train the visual recognition. So if you put a picture up, it'll tell you, oh yeah, that's a black cat sitting in a basket on the grass. Now, how does it do that? Well, it looks at all of the pixels and figures out what it is. So you can go in the other order. You can say, I want a black cat in a basket on grass. And then it starts from noise and then turns it into that instead of going the other way. Instead of looking at it and telling you what it is, now you can tell it what it is, and it will make the picture that it would have been looking at. So it doesn't really do anything. It also makes mistakes. And what do you do when your AI makes a mistake? Who do you call? I don't know. You call the AI company. They're going to say, well, we told you that it's possible to make mistakes. What the hell do you want? Get your shit together and do what you're supposed to do. Why did you fire all of the people that know what they're doing? And then I saw another article on LinkedIn saying that, that was a job recruiter. And like my buddy said, poor hiring manager, that they can't seem to get any candidates because everybody just takes the job posting, runs it through AI. ChatGPT makes up a resume. They send it in. They're getting hundreds of resumes that are exactly the same. The formatting is great. The fonts are the same. The bullet points match exactly what you look at it, and it's just like basically everybody's the same. You just got to spin the wheel and pick one. And anybody whose resume is handcrafted, it's not as good, so it gets pushed down to the pile. Yeah, it's really bad. And all that is to say that people think that AI is so great. Now, look, I published a programming book a long time ago. It's not relevant anymore, but I'm part of the Anthropic settlement. They have $1 billion lawsuit going on because they illegally used my book without my permission to train their shit. And then people are you can have it basically spit out 95% of Harry Potter. You can have it like generate the book. And so people are now saying, well, hold on. I thought you didn't train it on any copyrighted material. And they're saying they don't store it. But then really, if you think about it, if they can reproduce the book, they've got the book saved. It's just compressed into the different format, vectors, weights. But it's in there. It's just disguised as numbers, but it's still the book. It doesn't have the information. It doesn't think about telling you a story about Harry Potter. It just spits out the verbatim, word for word. That's just theft. So what happens if lawsuits come and the AI companies just go out of business? All they can do is have free shit and let them train on only things that are allowed. You know what I mean? The whole business just drops out. Boom. What the hell are you going to do now? You don't have anybody that can use, like, work. How do you do it when you have only people do the job or vibe coders that don't actually know what they're doing and they just know how to use AI really well? Take the AI away. Uh-oh. You know, you take a vibe coder's internet away. Well, they're not a coder anymore. Well, if you're only something, if you have technology to do it, then you're not the thing, right? Like if you're an Instagram model and Instagram goes away, you're no longer a model. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of weird. And all of that is to say, AI is so great. My buddy posted a video of somebody went into video, I think Sora, I don't know. Some video generation said, hey, I want my friend's car to run over an old guy. Let's take a look at this fantastic. Look at the number of feet, 3, now it's 2. At one point, yeah, look, flies, flips, the shoes, goes on his hand. I love it. And now the motherfucker is breakdancing. And then his head goes into the car, which makes dust come out of it for some reason. And then the dude flies away. Off he goes. And I mean, doesn't this just sum up AI? I feel like you could look at this and say, well, that it's sort of like the guy is AI and the car is reality. And look how it is not reacting well. You know what? Just because I'm going to watch it again. I got to watch it again. Let's do it. You know, we get I love 3 feet gone. He flies up, but now he suddenly turns backwards, flips around, shoe on hand, flips around again, some kind of crazy breakdance move, and then slams his head into the hood of the car, which produces dust for some reason. And then he flies out. Now, the actual video, it was much faster. It was the guy flying over was a lot of chaos. You couldn't really tell what was happening, but you could tell that something was like terribly wrong. You know, it was bad. So, you know, I don't know. What is AI going to do for us in the future? Well, I don't know. What is it going to do? Is it going to help us or hurt us? They're going to build up all this infrastructure based on this and then it dies? Now we have $1 trillion data center with, $100 billion worth of GPUs that they have to try and sell. I mean, I guess you could turn them all into Bitcoin mines. Don't do that. It's also bad for the environment. Yeah, so I don't know. But the video is funny. AI is sucky. I've been unemployed for almost going on a year now. Has it been a year? Yeah, I think so. Come March. It'll be a year in March. February. It was the middle of February. Anyway, yeah, been unemployed almost a year. I quit sending in resumes because it doesn't fucking matter. I didn't get a 200 plus resumes. Not one response. Like, I don't know. I just get pushed to the bottom of the pile for some reason. Anyway, just trying to make your Wednesday so much better, and I'm not sure that I have succeeded. But do all the things for the algorithm, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.